Hey guys, Pichu here, and this is the info video for all three series. Gonna do it all in one video here today, and it's for Season 33 of the Pokemon Cup series and Seasons 2 of the Pokemon X series and Pokemon Truck series. So we're doing all three series as info in one video, showing every driver and every race that'll be run in all three series here today in this season. So anyway, let's start off with the Pokemon Truck Series roster of Season 2. And we start up in the number 2, running for GMS Racing in the JEG sponsorship. It's Kion Vargas. Running in Jordan Anderson's racing team in the number 3 for Jacob Companies is Tommy Highsmith. Running in the number 4 for KBM in the Pedigree truck is Michael Anderson. Running number 5 for Waters Motorsports All Secure is Code Luigi. Running number 8 in the Nemco Motorsports truck, representing Firecracker, is Gustavo Arocha. Running the O2 for Young's Motorsports is Cody Lupton. Running the number 10 in the Jennifer Joe Cobb machine is Tommy Tang. Running number 12, Rick Rare Racing, is Connor Hurley. Running the 13 for Thor Sport and Liberty Tax and is Chloe Wissekerke. I hope I pronounced her name right. Wissekerke. Chloe Wissekerke. I'll just refer to as that. Chloe Wissekerke. Number 16 of the number 16 Hattori Racing truck will be driven by Steve Larker. Number 18 KBM Safe Life Auto Glass, that'll be run by Arina Mcshane. Number 20 Young's Motorsports truck will be driven by Alexio Antonio. Number 21 GMS Racing, that'll be run by Joe Jefferson. 22 running for the AMS Racing, I believe it's called, is Ryan Raver. Number 23 Allegiant truck will be driven by Zeke Scott. Number 24 GMS FOE truck will be driven by Connor Breton. Number 25 truck Performance Plus will be driven by Jeff Bright. And this will be a Cup car that'll be reserved for the Cup drivers, and they will be running in certain truck and X Series races. So this is one of those cars. 27, 31, and 51. Those are the trucks they'll be driving. The Cup drivers will be driving in for in the Truck Series on certain races. The number 28 FDNY Racing truck, that'll be driven by Dave Richardson. 30 car running in the Nortrack sponsorship is going to be Tim Randolph. Running the 33 Bitcoin truck will be Ryan Pritchard. Running the 41 Thor Sport Alpha Energy truck will be Matthew Mdev. Running the 45 Nice Motorsports truck is Nikki Maxwell. Number 52 Stuart Fearson Stuart Fearson 52 Hallmark truck will be driven by Geovanny Castillo. Number 63 MB Motorsports truck will be driven by Joshua Ciculli. Number 75 Parker Clearman Lays truck will be driven by Brennan Fahlwer. Number 87 Nemco Motorsports truck will be driven by Ish Taylor. Number 88 Truck Thor Sport will be driven by Angie Brown. Number 92 Scheme will be driven by Joey Trickle. 95 Truck Airline Motorsports is Japan Airlines truck will be driven by Andrew Johnson. And finally, the 98 Thor Sport truck will be driven by Monika Just. So that's your truck roster for Season 2, and now let's look at the Season 2 Pokemon X Series roster. Number 1 for Junior Motorsports, one main car, is Jeff Bright. Number 2 RCR Anderson's Maple Syrup, driven by John Hunt. Number 3, RCR Bass Pro Shops Cabela's car, driven by Code Luigi. Number 4, G&K Services, will be driven by Aiden D. Gabriel. Number 5's Junior Motorsports' car, driven by Jeff Scott. Number 7's Junior Motorsports' car will be driven by Eulal Silver. Number 8, BJ McLeod Motorsports car will be driven by Geovanny Castillo. Number 9, Junior Motorsports car driven by Julius Anderson. The 00 Stordhaus Han CNC car will be driven by Ryan Rickshaw. The 01 Flex Tape car will be driven by Grace Takayama. The 07 car driven by Morgan McPherson. The 11 car Leaf Filter Gutter Protection driven by James Stabilito. Number 13 Chris Kyle car will be driven by Connor Hurley. Number 16's Roush's Lily Diabetes car will be driven by Glenn Duthit. The 18 will be a Cup car reserved for Cup drivers in certain races of the X Series this season, along with the 22 and 98. Number 19, though, of Joe Gibbs, that'll be from Jedweld. Menards will be driven by Troy Kang. Number 20, GameStop car will be driven by DJ Kirker. 21, Atlanta's Blue Gate Bank car will be driven by Jay Jefferson. 23, Allegiant GMS Racing car, driven by Cody Lupton. 24, Marlowe's Tavern GMS car will be driven by Connor Breton. The 28 car will be driven by Sean Kennedy. The 33 car Freightliner will be driven by Dexter Black. The 39 Ryan Sieg Racing car will be driven by Zapatos Amarados. Number 42 Chip Ganassi will be driven by Josh Mdev. Number 48, also from Chip Ganassi, will be driven by Nikki Maxwell. Number 51, from Jeremy Clements' team, that'll be driven by Steve Larker. Number 52, Donate for Life Texas car will be driven by Philip Goldberg. Or Donate for Life Florida, I should say. Number 60, Max Anderson will be driving the PureTech car. And the 80 will be split between Leia and Luke Walker. More on that later. Number 90 will be driven by Ryan Butcher. And number 99 will be driven by Joshua Ciculli. Now it's time to reveal the Pokemon Cup Series Season 33 drivers. So here we go. Here are the drivers competing this season. In the number 1 Chip Ganassi DC Solar Chevy, it'll be Wayne Carson. In the number 2 Team Penske Blue Moon Ford, it'll be Priya McShane. In the number 3 RCR AAA Chevy, it is Chase Marks. In the number 4 Stordhaus Racing Bud Light Ford is Zach Fitzwater. In the number 6 Roush Fenway Racing Advocare Ford is Billy Bishop. In the number 7 Premium Motorsports GoDaddy Chevy is Grayson Acevedo. In the number 9 Hedrick Motorsports Kelly Blue Book car Chevy will be driven by Leia Walker and Luke Walker. Just so you know, they'll be splitting between these two cars throughout the season. And Luke's going to drive in the Kelly Blue Book car, and Leia will drive the Hooters number 9 car. They'll split between those two cars throughout the season. Whoever's not racing will race in the X Series race in that same weekend, if applicable, in the 88 car that I mentioned earlier. So that'll be interesting to see. Oh, and one more thing. Pichu will be running in the 02 car on a part-time basis throughout various races of the season. That is his main scheme, and he'll have other schemes as well. And Luke and Leia will both be competing. The other Walker sometimes will also be competing in this 33 Chevy, just for a couple races as well. So anyway, the 00 of Starcom Racing Chevy VXR Simulator is Christian Vargas. The number 10 Stordhaus Racing Smithfield Ford is Brianna Russell. The number 11 Joe Gibbs FedEx Freight Car Toyota Angel Olvera. The number 12 Team Penske Ford PPG Paints is Marcus Sacchi. The number 13 Germain Racing Twisted Tea Chevy is Alex Hawkins. The number 14 Stewart Haas Racing Rush Truck Center Ford is Rich Roy. The number 17 Roush Fenway Racing Ford car is James Richardson. The number 18 Joe Gibbs Racing Snickers All-Mid is Brandon Tharp. The number 19 Coca-Cola Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota is Logan Bradley. The number 20 Joe Gibbs Racing DeWalt Tools Toyota is Justin Roberts. Number 21 Wood Brothers Racing Moen Ford is Ying Canario. Number 22 Team Penske Auto Trader Ford is Jonathan Wong. Number 23 Rip Curl Chevy is O'Neal Balvin. Number 24 Hedrick Motorsports UniFirst Chevy is Cassandra Kirker. Number 31 RCR Cabela's Chevy is Diego Yepes. Number 32 Hurricane Heist Go Fast Racing Ford is Roger Ray. Number 34 Front Row Motorsports K-Love Radio Ford is Daniel Bouchard. Number 37's JTG Daughtry Racing Kleenex Chevy is John Mendez. Number 38's Front Row Motorsports Shriners Hospital Ford is Cody Smart. Number 41 Monster Energy Juice Stewart Haas Racing Ford is Alexander Rowe. Number 42 Chip Ganassi Racing DC Solar Chevy is Cullen Francis. Number 43 Richard Petty Motorsports NASCAR Racing Experience Chevy is Donovan Duthett. Number 47 JTG Daughtry Racing Kroger Clickless Chevy Jonathan Fast. Number 48 Hedrick Motorsports Lowe's Chevy is Robert Smith. Just showing something a little bit. Number 51 Haas Automation Rick Ware Racing Ford is Steve Morgan. Number 62 Beard Oil Motorsports' Chevy will be driven by Riley Spurleytube. Number 66 is MBM Motorsports Phoenix Air Ford is Gatelin Downey. Number 72's Scholler Systems TriStar Motorsports Chevy is Derek Hamill. Number 78's Fire Energy Furniture Row Racing Toyota is Anthony Lopez. Number 88 Hedrick Chevy Exalta is Eli Bright. Number 92 Ricky Benton Racing CarQuest Black's Tire Ford is Johnny Gardner. 95 Levine Family Racing HedrickCars.com Chevy is Carter Friesen. And the number 96 for Gone Brothers Racing NPP Toyota is Patrick Smith. And there's your roster for Season 33 of the Pokemon Cup Series. These are all the names in alphabetical order in case of you I missed someone, which I didn't, so we're perfectly fine. Now let's reveal the schedule for all three series coming up right now. So here we are. The schedule for all three series. And we're going to start off with the trucks. First up, it'll be Daytona. And then we'll go to Homestead, Walt Disney World, Atlanta, Las Vegas, ISM Raceway, aka Phoenix. Chicago Motor Speedway will return this season, followed by the good old Chicagoland, Bristol, Martinsville, Michigan, Kansas, North Wilkesboro, that's coming back, more on that in a little bit, Charlotte, Pocono, Kentucky, The Glen, Eldora, Gateway, Canadian Tire, Nazareth, Rockingham, North Carolina, ORP, Portland, that's the road course we ran in Portland, the Indy Series, and that'll be back in the Truck Series this time. Gravis City Zone 11, which will be the regular season finale, and then the playoff races, Dover, Texas, Iowa, Talladega, Pensacola, Armory Digital, and Zan Joltis. Now we move on to the X Series. We'll have Daytona, Homestead, Atlanta, Las Vegas, ISM Raceway, Auto Club, Road America, New Hampshire, Chicagoland, Bristol, Michigan, Kansas, Mid-Ohio, Charlotte, Pocono, Kentucky, the Glen, Darlington, Gateway, Nazareth, Rockham, North Carolina, ORP, Indianapolis, Richmond, regular season finale at Gravis City Zone 7, and the playoff races Dover, Texas, and Iowa, Talladega, Pensacola, Armour Digital, and finally it wraps up at Zen Joltis. And finally, let's go with the Cup Series, the big old Cup. Daytona, Homestead, Walt Disney World with the trucks, Atlanta, Las Vegas, ISM Raceway, Auto Club, Sonoma Raceway, New Hampshire, Chicagoland, Bristol, Martinsville, Michigan, Kansas, and North Wilkesboro. Yep, that is coming back as I mentioned earlier. Found a brand new version of North Wilkesboro that's supposed to be up to date. The last time we ran at North Wilkesboro, by the way, I believe that was in the very first season of the Pokemon Cup series. That was way back when it was called the Pichu series. But now we're back in a new version of North Wilkesboro. Hopefully it'll stay for a long time. Then we go to Charlotte, Pocono, Kentucky, the Glen, and Darlington. And then we'll have All-Star Weekend at Eldora this season. It'll be a dirt race All-Star this year. And then World Tour 33. It'll be in 6 different tracks this season. Calder Park in Australia, Canadian Tire, Argentina, and Biker Latvia, Rockingham, United Kingdom, and Twin Rim Motegi, Japan. That'll be the regular season finale for the Cup Series. And the playoff races will be in Indianapolis, Richmond, Gravis City Zones 11, Dover, Texas, Sawmill, Talladega, Orlando, and Coca-Cola, and finally Zen Joltis. The championship will be crowned there. And here's the rundown of all the races in all 3 series that'll be running. There'll be triple weekends in Daytona and Homestead, and then truck and cup only at Disney World, and then triple weekends in Atlanta, Vegas, and ISM, a doubleheader in Auto Club with Cup and X Series. Road America will run a standalone race with the X Series, and then that'll be followed by the Cup race at Sonoma. And then doubleheader weekend with the X and Cup in New Hampshire, followed by a standalone truck event in Chicagoland, and then a triple weekend in Chicago, I should say. Truck Series will have a standalone weekend at Chicago Motor Speedway, and then all 3 series will run in Chicagoland. And then a triple weekend at Bristol, followed by trucks and cup only in Martinsville. Triple weekends in Michigan and Kansas follow that. And then a standalone weekend again in Mid-Ohio in the X Series. And the trucks and cup only running North Wilkesboro. And then the Cup X Series and Truck Series running all 3 at Charlotte, Pocono, Kentucky, and the Glen. And then a standalone truck race at Eldora, followed by the doubleheader of the X and Cup at Darlington. Then a doubleheader weekend in the X and Trucks at Gateway. And then, of course, the standalone Cup race at Calder Park. And then the Cup and Trucks will run a doubleheader at Canadian Tire. And then a doubleheader running at Nazareth Speedway for the X and Trucks. And then a doubleheader weekend, and then 2 standalone Cup races in a row in Argentina and Biker Necky. And then X and Truck Series running doubleheader at Rockingham in North Carolina. And Rockingham, UK will host the Cup race after that. And then the regular season finale for the Cup at Motegi. And then they'll continue with ORP for the X and Truck Series only. And then the Cup and X Series only will run in Indianapolis. And then the Trucks will have a standalone weekend at Portland. Followed by Richmond with the Cups and X Series only. Richmond, I spelled it wrong, I apologize. And then all 3 series running Gravis City Zone 11 for the first time ever. X and Truck will have regular season finale at Gravis City. The Cup will host the regular season finale at Motegi. And then the playoff races. Dover and Texas are triple weekends. Iowa will be a doubleheader in the X and Trucks. And then Sawmill will be the Cup race in the playoffs. And then a triple header in Talladega and doubleheader in Pensacola for X and Truck. Same for Army Digital. And the Cups will have standalone weekends in Orlando and Coca-Cola. Before it all wraps up with all 3 series at Zen Joltis, crowning the champion of those runs. So that is the entire schedule for all 3 series, and that's everything you need to know about the X, Cup, and Truck series that'll be running here this year. I do have to remind you that there is no spoilers in any of the races, and I just want to make that very clear to everybody. I will not tolerate spoilers in any races in any of my series. There will be consequences. There will be consequences regarding spoilers. I know some of you may think it's dumb to like penalize someone for spoilers, but that's how I do it, because I want everybody to watch the races without being spoiling, knowing who the winner is before they finish it. I just don't think it's fair that someone would not be able to finish the race because they got spoiled in the comment section about who won the race already. So it just wouldn't feel right. So we will have to penalize those who spoil races, and they can go from encumbered wins to suspensions and to even removal of ride. So the rules will be down below in the description. Everything you need to know, all the schedules, all the driver lists, that'll all be in the description box below. You can find where you are riding in the series. And I have to make some corrections. Yeah. So let me know if I'm doing something wrong, if I've made a mistake or two in the driver field and or whatever. Let me know in the comments below. But I have the schedules all finalized and all that stuff, so that's what we're going to be going with for all 3 series. Hopefully I'll start all 3 series very soon. But I'm going to have to do a lot of other things before we can even get going on any of the 3 series. So bear with me. I'll have the races up soon. And I'll let you know on my Facebook page when those races are going to be up. So anyway, hope you guys stuck around to the very end here in the info video. I know it's a little long, but I wanted to go through all 3 series as one video this time, just so that we can make it all one big info video. But anyway, hope you got all that. Hope you got everything you need to know about all 3 series coming up, and we will see you guys when the green flag drops at Daytona. So this is Pichu London, and I'll see you all later.